While watching another video on ADHD, this spurred me an idea to talk about memory and ADHD because for a lot of families with a lot of children who suffer from ADHD, this can be quite puzzling because one of the most common words I hear parents say about their kids when they describe how their kids are, either at home or at school, is that they're extremely forgetful. And yet they're just baffled by the fact that at the same time, some of these children, they seem to possess the most incredible memory. Um, they may be able to recall all 400 Pokemon, what region they're from, what kind of attacks they may have, you know. And at the same time, you can ask them, what classes are you taking in school right now? And they may be in sixth grade, and they unwilling or unable to tell you what classes they're taking. They can't recall the name of the teachers. Um, and this can often affect their academic performance because if they have homework to do, they don't remember what homeworks they have. I mean, when their parents ask them, "Do you have any homework today?" and they can honestly say, "Oh no, I don't think I have any homework," and they're not just lying to try to get out of it. Sometimes they may be doing that on purpose, but a lot of times I think they genuinely don't remember that they have any homework until maybe the next day when it's time to turn in the homework. Say, "Oh shoot, I don't have my homework. I didn't do it." Or what's even more tragic is that they do remember the homework because they wrote it down and they got on a piece of paper and they spent 2 hours working on this assignment to the point of tears. And the next day, when it's time to turn in their homework, they forget to turn it in and they get no credit. Or they shove it in their backpack, and when it's time to turn in, they can't find it because their backpack is so disorganized. It's just a mess. It's a jumble of balled up papers. Or inside their classroom, underneath their desk, there's a little drawer. And people with ADHD, it can be full of interesting stuff and things that might crawl away from it. Um, but they can't find their important pieces of homework assignments or paper from that because it's so disorganized. So remembering where they put stuff, it's a huge deal because a lot of people spend huge amount of time just trying to find things. And the other thing with memory is that this is a common occurrence for a lot of people with ADHD. They're working on something, they think, okay, I think it's time for take a break. I need to go downstairs, get myself a snack or drink. They go downstairs, it's 4 p.m. And on the way to the kitchen, they stop by, they see, oh, there's something out in the backyard from the window. So they check it out because there's a stray cat or something. They went out there, and the stray cat goes away. It's fine. But instead of coming back to the kitchen, get a drink, and go back to do their homework back in the room, they saw something, in the yard that captured their attention. So they started saying, "Oh, what if I think I should mow the lawn because my dad told me that he's going to pay me $20 if I mow the lawn by before the weekend. So maybe I'll do that." So they started thinking that they go in the garage trying to get the lawnmower out, and they saw the lawnmower and they said, "Oh, wonder what company makes this lawnmower." So they bust out their phone and started looking up. Oh, this John Deere company, okay, and they started reading about the history of the John Deere company. They started reading the bioepic about the founder of the company, and before you know it, it's 8 p.m. at night, and their mom is trying to find them. Say, what happened? They're still in the backyard, in the garage, learning about the history of John Deere. Yeah, that's a very typical occurrence for people with ADHD, and it can be frustrating. It can be very interesting because you never know what you're gonna learn. You never know what the next hour is gonna bring in the life of someone with ADHD. But the memory issue, I often explain to parents and patients that It is not that they're forgetful, it's because they're distracted. They can't control their attention. So, in order for memory to record in your brain, you need sustained attention, you need focused attention. If your attention is not on what you're trying to absorb the information, it doesn't get recorded. If you're looking at something, you may be reading, to study for your history exam. But if you're reading at the words and your attention is not there, it's not that you forgot what you're reading. It never registered in your brain in the first place. So memory is a funny and tricky thing. Probably not so funny for the people who suffer from these memory lapses, but it can be a struggle, and there are ways to work around it. Um, Basically, you can take frequent breaks, and if you realize that you're not fully attentive, um, wait for a few moments, close your eyes, and kind of regain your composure and reestablish your attention to the task at hand so you can actually be attentive and remember the things you're trying to store in your head. All right. I just thought that's an interesting observation and I'd like to share these tips with you. All right. Have a wonderful day.